Morning with Max. Hey folks, welcome to another Morning with Max. If you don't know me, I am Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream runner, and various other things here at City State Entertainment, working on Camelot Unchained. Now, the top-notch intro, 10 out of 10 would watch it again. Well, thanks, Exiles. That was actually created by Jules when she was here. Amazing college student intern. She did her internship over the summer with us last year, I think. Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Das Pischoff, Ladoween, Exiles, Abducted Gaming, Azanerus, Lave GI. Thanks all. Wow, this week has really flown by. There's been a lot going on. I'm just going to dive into the streams we had this week. So, in case you missed anything that you want to catch, any streams you might want to watch now that they've been recorded, there's the schedule. They're all linked in there. So yesterday morning we had an office stream. We just turned on the stream and had the cameras rolling as we worked. Then in the afternoon we had environment art with Tyler. Tyler was showing off some of his work on various textures and things. Looked like a dry dirt sort of texture and grass and stuff that Tyler obsesses over, in a good way. Back on Wednesday, we had Painting All the Things with Michelle in the afternoon, and she was working on arrow quivers, so quivers to hold all your various arrows. Very stylish, very cool concept art. Followed that up with story time with Max. I read the second half of part 4 of the Silverhands Becoming story, which has inspired a fan fiction contest that's running on the forums right now. So if you want to head to the fan fiction section, you'll see a thread for that. That contest is heating up. It's been fun. Back on Tuesday, we had an office stream in the morning, and actually, I think during that office stream, Mark jumped on and answered a few questions. So if you watch the Twitch recording, you can see that. No, that was a different day. That was on Monday evening. During the office stream, Mark jumped on and answered some questions in chat. That's what happened. But also on Tuesday, before I forget, we had programming with Andrew. Andrew jumped on stream and showed some of his work trying to make the weapon trails code work properly. So he's been working on that, among other things. And yeah, that's about it. Other than, of course, Morning with Max back on Monday. What's going on in chat here? Thanicus says, Max forgot deep, sexy voice and man of mystery in his title. I'm not that mysterious. Except when I'm dungeon mastering, maybe. And maybe not even then. Dasal Pischoff. Good morning. John wants to know if Jules is coming back. I don't know. I haven't spoken with her. Andrew's Particle Sword Show. Yeah, that's cool. What are you folks drinking today? Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. I have tricked you all because in my usual water cup with Vader on it, I have instead put Coke Zero with lots of ice. So that's what I'm drinking today. But I still feel like I'm not getting enough caffeine, so may have to get some coffee later. Ludween, I thought she was a friend of MJ's son or something like that. Yeah, I think she was. Is. Vader Friday goes cray-cray. Exiles. Andrew's hard struggling with particles show. Well, that's right. We show you everything. We just kind of turn on the cameras sometimes and see what happens. Fubu is having water. Alex Longwell on the YouTube chat is having Mio flavored water. Need to drink more water. Interesting. Xanaris, as usual, has something fascinating. Pomegranate and elderflower cordial. Are you a fae? Or an elf? Or some sort of woodland creature? Thaddeus. Max, do you know if Andrew fixed it? Tuesday is so far away. I think Andrew got involved in other important things, but I don't know. You will have to check the user stories. I believe today is User Stories Day, as we've now gone to a once a month update schedule for those, staggered from the monthly newsletter. I believe today is User Stories Day. I was editing the long list of completes yesterday, checking for typos and so on, and or nonsensical things that jump out at me. User story time, yes. A lot of wings. Xanaris says maybe you're magical woodland creature. Halloween says they always struggle in some way. Sometimes it's just more obvious. I guess that's true. Thaddeus01. Typos for dev folks. How do you have so much time? Well, you know, I don't catch every single one every time, but the idea is to catch most of the big ones. Make an effort. Sometimes I'm shaking my fist saying, why don't you understand how parentheses interact with periods and things, with punctuation? Dassel Pishoff. Are you one of Discord's the lucky 10% with video chat and screen share? I don't think so. My ID here. Someone will always let you know if there is a typo. No, not always. But after it passes through me, I wish they would just, you know, be missed. But before it gets to me, I want them all to be caught. Dassel Pishoff. You are, though? I just checked. Oh. I don't often have, you know, particular reason to go on like a video chat call with people who work remotely, but Tyler and Ben and the people who, you know, talk to how do I make that show up? Talk to CSE West. You know, they'll do the video chat thing. You know, Tyler talking to Scott or Ben talking to Scott and stuff like that. Tyler's walking over here. Say hi to Tyler. Man who helped make the user stories happen today.
Oh, there's so many.
Don't sound so excited.
Yes. You won't be able to update the
Halloween asks, big plans for the weekend? School started here on Wednesday, so it's time to dive into band activities with my son. Well, I have a lot of tabletop RPGs planned. I'm probably playing D&D 3.5 tonight, and I'm playing Pathfinder tomorrow, and I'm playing Exalted on Sunday.
Okay, we'll just...
So yeah. The real Rando 1. Oh, Lotoween has already made the user stories appear for you in chat. So there you go.
Sure, but I have to remember too. We all have to.
Caleri 7, no PUBG. Actually, people were just talking about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds the other day in the office. Talking about what they found fun, etc.
Okay, just tweak them a little. Yeah. Okay.
I have not been playing it, I must admit. Izanerus, do you stream any of those games, Max? Well, maybe I will. Actually. I have not. But I could.
With some hot water on it. Demo.
Hi, Arcane Cloister. Lotoween, didn't you used to run a D&D campaign by stream? Several backers have tried to make that happen. Say hi to Mark. Several backers have we've tried to make that happen a couple different times, but it's never quite come together for one reason or another. But yeah, I could, you know, turn on a camera, stream my home game. I'd have to make sure it was cool with my other, you know, players.
Amazing special entry code? Yes. I guess so. And then you'll make something amazing with it?
That's interesting. I'd be up for a depths one-shot with you and a few others. You mean like a RPG running through the depths, as opposed to the Depths board game, I mean. Because I stream the Depths board game playtests pretty often.
Well, like you said, you don't modify those in the original game, but if you wanted to make some new ones, and then be like, hey Mark, what do you think of these? And then he'll be like, "The new ones."
Some kind of RPG thing. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be cool if maybe if someday I made us a tabletop RPG based on the Depths?
Without breaking the most perfect game.
That'd be pretty cool, huh? But since we don't have that right now, maybe some other system. That could be cool, says Ludwig. Yeah.
What does it work about it? Oh, you can't even make them. Yeah. Yeah, did you put a bug or...
That would be cool.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like just somebody broke something. Okay.
Well, we could probably do that sometime.
Seems good.
It would be, we've tried to do some things like that a couple times, but it's always like, you know, falling apart because somebody can't make it, or, you know, coordinating, or people didn't have time, or whatever. It is the nature of tabletop RPG groups.
It's easy to change. I just made a generic thing which just makes twinkles in a sphere. This is
Yeah. You know, ideally I would like that to be parameterized based on the stats of the actual ability, because that would be cool, but I think I typed that into the computer spreadsheet, wherever that is.
yeah. I made a generic heal cone which goes heal whatever. A generic cone or heal, cure, whatever.
Halloween says, so I realized last night that I'm most likely going to miss the Beta 1 announcement live, because after next Friday I won't be able to catch the weekly wrap-up live again until November. That sounds like a very tricky way to try and get me to accidentally drop a hint about something I don't know about.
Because they had more casting
But
stuff.
as Staticus says, you can always watch the videos after the fact.
When he heals himself, it just appears on him. So he doesn't like the movement, but it doesn't have like his hands don't glow, or there is nothing set up. So
He's supposed to have a bottle of...
But that's an especially tricky one. That was a secondary reason for making that statement. Well, okay then, Halloween.
That's true, yeah, we don't have...
I don't have a way to reference the focus. That's another one of those. It's just generic. No way to reference it thing. It's just like any other weapon. I think the weapon doesn't glow.
We'll get there, we'll get there.
Doesn't glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock, a bottle.
Yeah.
Fluffy bunny.
Can we have a bunny?
Magic bunny. You throw people.
I'm kind of curious. Colin's starting to play with NPCs. And he's been using the target dummies, and he's got a basic NPC server set up, and got guys running around.
Halloween says the primary reason was to give you a heads up on why you won't see any questions from me for a couple months. Well, I had to complain.
Yeah,
Well,
paraphrasing what.
thanks for the warning, Halloween.
I don't know any
I will miss your tricky roundabout attempts to get us to say things that we're not ready to say yet.
It's around. That's where how I jumped in here.
Or that we don't know yet.
Just any little, creatures, because we can easily buy creature models and stuff. Most of them have animations, simple animations, but if I just do a snake, little things like that are always fun in games.
You can put as many of those things as you want as soon as they work.
Snake would be easy.
I really want to see a guy with a sword stab another guy in the blood shoot out first. first.
Yeah, I'd like that too, Mike.
Hopefully, Ludoween,
The problem is the person who makes
you'll be
that
able to make
differently.
Yes.
Gauntlet
So
of
it's
Death.
It's not that we don't get sword
Otherwise,
particles.
people will
No.
certainly die a lot more.
So where's my blood effects?
Is there?
No, you're not doing it right at all, Thaddeus. It has to be
You're literally just
really subtle.
Yes, there are blood effects. I just don't know.
Okay, so you're trying to hook them up today? Something? Okay, try and. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, you're going to
We're
be.
doing the demo today.
Yeah. You're probably going to end up getting something from Andrew. What we're going to do is we've got several code changes and fixes, plus art changes and fixes that have all been done over the last 2 weeks. And Andrew's got to go through George's review of a bug that Dave uncovered in the Freddy library. Which is a big deal.
You guys are probably listening to the conversation in the background hall.
A little bit of time that he's going to probably get his shit in. And Dave's got some character manager stuff that needs to get in.
Don't worry, we'll save it for the end of week wrap up this afternoon.
Test, but you should be able to fuck with.
Got it, Ludoween. I guess we'll see.
Try it.
It's one of what how I test it, how do I do it?
Good day, Andrukin99. How are you?
I'll use the same ability. You're basically all you're going to really probably do.
What do you swear, Second Kane?
I don't know. I didn't write the code, but it looked as simple as, hey, it's nice and smooth and spits out a lot of particles and has a lot of math to it to smooth it out. But it is.
Right.
It is a.
You have to make sure that it doesn't break anything else, because there are lots of things which generate a lot of particles on the path. They just not attached to a sword.
So yeah, that's.
Long end.
Let's put. He
make
said.
every.
Well, I'm assuming he didn't look at everything. Really
He
check
hard
that
coded
stuff.
it so it only does that one effect.
I don't.
Oh, Second Kane, not listening to the conversation. Got it. Andrukin is pretty good at waiting that update. Yes, well, that's happening this afternoon. If you haven't seen the schedule,
I thought you had a Pink Floyd shirt on.
I do not.
did you book the venue for the party yet? Nice, interesting.
I have a feeling it was probably inspired.
Andrukin, as you can see on the schedule, we've got
But it's a magic.
some various times on there, so you can compare with your own local time, wherever you may be. But it's 4 p.m. our time is when it's happening, which is
So you're trying to put other healers.
after this stream ends in about 5 minutes.
Keep going around it. Don't get stuck.
That'll be
Don't
what,
next thing, just try and find the next thing.
5 hours from now, or from then.
Hear me? I want to hear. I want to see progress. Something in.
Oh, that party, yeah. I picked up on it faster than you did, Ludoween.
Torch to fix.
By the way,
It's my paranoia.
A whole lot of people out this week and next week. Yeah, a lot of people. August is usually the vacation month. It's just summer vacation. July and August are usually dates that people take off for family fun things or to go see someone. Yeah, it's
I'm being conditioned to pick up on those little things, yes. Those subtle little attempts.
I'm still kind of jet lagged, so. And oh my god, Zoe usually goes to bed at 9, right? And then is kind of out around 9:30 or something. She already goes to bed late just for kids, but she's a late sleeper. Last couple of nights, she won't go to bed. She's just still on West Coast time, so she's
Bounce.
11. I gave her the iPad at 11 o'clock. She was still watching TV. And then I get up early and I'm like, oh my god.
Tyler's over here to talk to you folks.
Oh, I'm still on West Coast time. These mornings suck.
Xanaris and Ludoween are trying to think of subtle ways to get us to accidentally let them know when Beta 1 will happen.
Oh, we already
said, it's based on getting some of the key systems put together, and then we'll talk about it.
We say that every week.
Yeah. When those key systems are in, it'll change. They're very important things. I do like the fact that people are enthusiastic regardless.
Yeah. People are excited about the user stories update happening today.
Oh, God, there's 171?
Wow.
Yeah, usually we do 50 to 70. I think it's 50 to 70 now that we've gone to monthly.
Per month.
Is that right? I think it's 50 to 70 we were usually doing.
I don't know. It definitely feels like more
per
now.
2 weeks. So monthly should be double that, so we've got even more than that. And I think it's because, is there an easy way to see which story has been updated? The email? It'll be a huge list.
I think they mean, are the cards highlighted or something on the website?
No, there isn't a most recently type, but that's a good idea actually to have.
That is a good idea.
The most recently things that are updated. A lot of the focus, I mean, now that we have more engineers, there's focuses all over. But I think the number's higher, partially because, as you can tell, I'm still waking up. Sandra and Scott knocked out a whole bunch of different animations for different weapons, and DB's been adding sounds, and we've got the beginnings of NPC work from Colin. There's been a whole bunch of UI work. There's a whole bunch of... Andrew just did the VFX stream yesterday. Did he stream yesterday?
No, that was on Tuesday.
Yeah. So Andrew did some improvements to the particle system that are in there.
He was struggling with it on Tuesday.
Yeah, he got it to work last night.
He got it to work last night.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's in lieu of ribbons, which is just different tech, but this is trying to get something in quickly that will perform better than what we had before. And like I said, this person, or Vaticus, particle system works. It's an improvement upon what's in there, but we still want to do ribbons at some point. Yeah, and then I made a whole bunch of materials and trees and shit that I hadn't put in yet. And there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, and
Ladween says, don't waste time coming up with some complicated way of identifying the most recent updates to the user stories. Spend that time getting us closer to beta instead.
Part of the new island stuff, the new island things, excited to see that new island you've been working on. The 2 islands that I was working on, you have to understand sometimes we can just make an island really quickly. It's not like it's a whole brand new thing. It's more like you take existing setups and just make an island. It's not a whole new from scratch type of island. They're mainly for testing, like setting up the mine test map, which for the love of God has some weird problem where it looks one way in the editor and one way in the game, and we're still trying to figure that out. I put all the spawn points on a nice little piece of grass. Right in front of you is the entrance to the mine. You walk forward, you warp into the mine, and the spawn points are all underwater for some reason. There's no land there, and that's a fun one.
It feels like it's warm and
Well,
cold air coming out.
You've got to go set up stand-ups, right?
I do. It's 11.
Yeah. So,
We're not doing stand-ups. Oh, we're not? No, their internet just went down.
Nice.
well, it is time, however, for me to wrap up this morning with Max.
So we'll give them
Vaticus handcrafted pieces that are then procedurally generated world.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
July, August.
All right. Well, I will see you folks later. Probably for the end of week wrap up and Q&A this afternoon, which is in 5 hours. And I posted the schedule a couple times, but I'll put the link in the chat one more time. So you can compare against your own local time. I don't know who's going to be doing it this afternoon. It's usually Mark, but sometimes somebody else jumps in. And, prepare your questions, I guess. You have a good one too, folks.
Actually cold other than that.
Ben's always cold.
I know, that's why I said other than.
I think it's just normal.
It might be too technical.
It's really, this
Halloween,
wall,
I don't know.
This whole wall is just.
Um,
And then you can step back over here.
all right.
It's 3 degrees.
See you later. Thanks all. That was a good one. And bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah. Ben is all weather.
Morning with Max.